Hello again and happy Sunday from Metro Manila, the Philippines, Southeastern Asia. A gruesome terrorist attack took place near Paris in northeastern France on Friday. The victim was Mr. Samuel Paty, who was a high school uh, history and geography teacher. An 18-year-old Chechen-born Muslim terrorist killed him and then cut off his head with a knife. Teacher Paty had been teaching a course on the freedom of speech, and he had shown a controversial cartoon made by Charlie Hebdo, a satirical French weekly magazine about the Muslim prophet Muhammad. However, teacher Paty had asked before showing the cartoon the Muslim students in his freedom of speech class to leave the classroom if they would find it offensive. So he was also mindful of their feelings. French President Emmanuel Macron and French Prime Minister Jean Castex, as well as the French Education Minister, along with a number of other prominent French politicians, have all denounced this brutal homicide as a terrorist attack and have called on the French people to stand by their teachers and to champion the freedoms of speech and religion. French tradition of laïcité, that is the separation of religion and state. The beheading after the homicide took place on a street near Paris. The suspected killer, who was armed with a knife and a plastic pellet gun, was later shot dead by police officers in a nearby town. French authorities have launched an anti-terror investigation. Samuel Paty was a 47-year-old history and geography teacher, and he was decapitated near his school in the commune of Conflans-Sainte-Honorine, northwest of France, at around northwest of Paris, at around 5 p.m. local time. Police told the Agence France-Presse news agency that he had hosted a class discussion with secondary school students about cartoons of Islam's prophet Muhammad. Some Muslim parents said they had complained to the school, and French media reported Paty had received a number of threats in the wake of the lesson. Blanquet said the school had taken appropriate steps in response to the complaints in setting up measures that both supported the teacher and opened a dialogue with parents. Minister Blanquet added he would prepare a pedagogical framework on how to address the attack with students when they returned to school after half-term. He said a minute's silence would be organized. President Emmanuel Macron visited the Bois d'Aulne, or Wood or Forest of D'Aulne, school and met the history teacher's colleagues on Friday evening. He said afterwards, "One of our citizens was assassinated tonight because he was a teacher, because he taught students about the liberty of expression, the liberty to believe or not to believe. Our countryman was the victim of a cowardly attack, the victim of an Islamist terrorist attack." The alleged attacker was reported to be 18 years old, of Chechen origin. Chechnya is a self-declared independent country, not internationally recognized. I think in the Caucasus region, one of the conventional borderlines between Europe and Asia, and born in Moscow, the Russian capital. Officials said he was shot dead in the neighboring town of Eragny after he acted in a threatening manner and failed to respond to an order to put down his weapons. A picture of the decapitated teacher was posted on social media immediately after the attack on an account that belonged to the assailant shot by police, France's national anti-terror prosecutor said on Saturday. The incident came as the French government works on a bill or a proposed law to address Islamist radicals who authorities claim are creating a parallel society outside the values of the French Republic. This marks the second terrorism-related incident since a trial began into the January 2015 massacre at the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, which had published cartoons depicting Muhammad. The magazine republished them this year as the trial got underway. 3 weeks ago, an 18-year-old from Pakistan was arrested after stabbing two people outside the former Charlie Hebdo offices. He told police he was upset about the publication of the caricatures. His victims survived with injuries. Charlie Hebdo tweeted on Friday, "Intolerance just reached a new threshold and seems to stop at nothing to impose terror in our country." The German Christian Democratic politician Ursula von der Leyen, who is also the president or chairperson of the European Commission, which is the European Union's government, on Saturday expressed her condolences to the victim's family and said, "We're going to teachers in France and throughout Europe after the attack. Without them, teachers, there are no citizens. Without them, there is no democracy," she added. The Assembly of Chechens in Europe, which is based in Strasbourg, France, said in a statement, "Like all French people, our community is horrified by this incident."